The Tesla hypothesis gives you the p-value. Now people began to go through that p-value and increase the understanding about the p-value. So like that, nowadays the thing of looking different is enhanced nowadays. And in that sense, StatsCraft. So it is a recently emerging software, and even this situation of pandemic, Dr. Gandhiya Vendhan has arranged this program. Statistics are using StatCraft. Definitely, it shows we have to be updated with the recent developments, not only in theoretical statistics, but also in various packages which are available to solve the problem. Though R is enough, that StatCraft software makes R much easier enough. And about the speaker of current session today, I would like to introduce him. Before that, I would like to introduce about the software. StatCraft is a web server-based statistics and analytics platform that runs on all statistical language and is accessed through a browser-based GUI. StatCraft provides a wide range of statistical techniques and is used by the number of academic institutions in the country, including IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Kozhikode, Mumbai University, Pune University, Gujarat Forensic and Science University, Bharathiar University, Kannur University, and many more. And we in Tamil Nadu, I think, have this webinar series on StatCraft for the first time, I think. And this today's session is shared by Dr. Suryasen Das, who did his post-graduation in statistics from Bharat University, Shantinikesan. Currently, he is working as a statistician at Predictive Analytics Solutions Private Limited, Bangalore. He has an experience over 3 years and has imparted training to various reputed institutes. He is an expert in all programming and has been an integral part of the development of the team of StatCraft. So it is very much better to invite a fellow who is involved in the development of the program. So I am most delighted to invite Dr. Surya Sen Das to proceed this session. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to everyone. So I welcome you all for joining this wonderful event. And I would like to thank you to the organizers to give me the opportunity for sharing my knowledge. So, hello, I please request you to mute your mic all. Hello. Okay.
Yes, Professor, I post message, sir. Unmute our alls.
Please mute or it's not disturbance.
Surya, you can please unmute yourself and carry on.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Sorry. Oh. Yeah. Hello. Okay. So
yes, please start. Yeah.
Okay. So here my presentation would be divided into two parts. So first, I will take you through the basics of art for all those people who are new to this technique, and then take you through some statistical analysis which will be used in art. And next, I'll show you how StatCraft is being easier using art. Okay, so let's start with the basic part of R. Now, first question, what is R? So R is an open source statistical programming language with command user interface, right? Uh, this is used for totally statistical computing, and this is one of the powerful analytics software and it's being widely used around the world. Now, what are the advantages of the software? The advantage of the R is it is open source programming language. Next, it provides a large, coherent, and integrated collection of tools for data analysis, and it has a graphical capability because of open source programming language. Now, for first time, suppose you want to install the R programming. So, how can you install this R in your system? So, just open any browser, type Crana if you want to install the R programming language. So, select the first option. See, now there are three options. Suppose I have Windows, so I select the third options and click on the options install R for the first time. So the R will be downloaded, right? And after installing this, you see this is the R. And if I type this R, so basically this is the R console, and we can interface R using R console, and where we can type the command, and also we will get the same output here. Okay, now let's start with some basic part, some scalar part. Okay, so suppose I am assigning, so you know scalars are used to assign a single value to some object. So I'm assigning x equal to 3, hit enter. So if I am to check the value of x, again I hit x, then hit enter. See, the value of x equal to 3, right? So suppose I am assigning another value, y equal to suppose 8, hit enter. So R is command user interface, so you have to write the command. Now suppose I want addition between x plus y, so I am assigning x plus y, then hit enter. See, the value of x plus y is 11. The value of x plus y is 11, right? Now suppose I want subtraction between x minus y. So I'm x minus, I am taking x minus y. So value of x minus y is minus 5. So similarly, you can do multiplication, you can do division between x and y, right? Hello, is there any problem? Hello, please respond anyone that any problem? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So this is the basic scalar part. In this way, you can write some scalar, and you have to write the comment, right? Now, suppose, for example, I want log value. I am taking another value x equal to 9, right? Hit enter. Now, suppose I want value. I want the log value of hello. Okay. So I want to check the log value of 9. So what is the comment for checking the log value? So I have to type log function. Then this is the default. You have for checking the log value, you have to enter log function log. Okay. So I hit 9, hit enter. See, the value of log 9 is 2.19. Now the question is, suppose I want the log value of 9 with the base of 10. Here, if the base is e, so if you don't mention any base, so it will take the default value e. But if you want to mention with a log value with base of 10, Then you have to mention another comment, suppose log 9, and then I have to mention the base. Suppose I want base of 10. So I have to mention base equal to 10, right? Hit enter. See, the value of log 9 with base of 10 is 0.95. If you don't mention any base, so it will take the default value e. Now, for example, suppose I want exponential, then I have to mention exp function. Exponential, suppose I want 9. The value of exponential 9 is, that means e to the power 9 is 8103, right? So this is the basic part. This is the default function. You have to use log, exponential, and also I'll show you many more things later. Now let's run some analysis in R. Suppose in a system I have a data set. So I will tell you later what type of data set. So first I have to import this data set in my system, in my R, right? So what is the command for importing the data set in R? So this is the data set. Okay. So to import the data set, first I have to copy the path. So I select the properties. So I will get my path for the data set. So this is the path. I copy this path, and you see this is the CSV file, right? So I copy this path, and next I have to paste the path in R. Now suppose my dataset name is rating. So I am assuming the dataset is rating. And next the command will be, because this is the CSV file, so I have to mention read.csv, right? Then I have to paste the path. So this is the process of importing the dataset in R from your system, right? And next I have to change the slash. So I have to use the forward slash instead of backward slash. So I omit the backward slash and use the forward slash. Yeah. Hit enter. See, that means the dataset is imported into the dataset, right? So I can do any analysis on this dataset. And also if I want to view the dataset, I have to mention view rating. I want to check the dataset in R, right? So because I have assumed the dataset name is rating, hit enter. See, okay. What is the error? The error is could not find function view. So what is the problem? The problem is R is very case sensitive, right? So if you type capital instead of small letter, the R will give the error. So R is very case sensitive. So here V will be capital, but here I have written V is small. That's why it is showing error. So again I have to write V is capital, then view rating. So R is very case sensitive. You have to remember that. Hit enter. See. So the dataset is imported into the R. Now what type of dataset? Now basically a company identified 13 drivers. That means 13 variables: customer satisfaction, product quality, technical support, complaint resolution, and many more variables, right? And each of the variables was rated on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 is very bad and 10 is very good. So it surveyed 200 customers and came up with the following data, right? So for example, customer satisfaction means this is the rating of overall customer satisfaction. What is the product quality? So first customer has given the quality, has given the rating of the product on the basis of quality of the product. Next, the first customer has given the rating of technical support. Similarly, complaint resolution, this is a rating of complaint resolution which is given by the first customer, and so on. So this is the rating based dataset where customers have rated various departments in a company, right? So I minimize the dataset. So next, suppose I want to check all these observations of customer satisfaction. I have to check all these observations of customer satisfaction. So what is the comment? So R is very case sensitive. So I have to write same spelling of customer satisfaction, right? So here, but before checking the observation of customer satisfaction, I have to use the attach function. Now, what is attach function? So attach function is used to make object within a data frame which is accessible in R. if I don't use the attach function, R will not understand what is the customer satisfaction, what is the product quality. So I have to attach the entire data set using the attach function. So comment will be attach. So attach rating, right? Okay. Next, I want to check the observations of customer satisfaction. So I have to return customer, and I have to return the same spelling, right? So customer and satisfaction. I want to check all observations. Okay. Now hit enter. See the all value of customer satisfaction. These are all observations, right? Now next, suppose I want to check all the variables of this data set. Then I have to mention names. Yeah. Of rating. So these are the variables name, right? So I have 11 variables, right? Suppose next I want to check the structure of all the variables. So the command will be str structure and rating. Now hit enter. See, so all are numeric and satisfaction level is the character. Two variables high and low, and apart from this, all variables are numeric because all customers have rated all the different variables, right? Now, before analyzing the data, we need to find some measures of central tendency and variation of the data. Now, basically mean, that is average value, and the median, this is the middlemost value on a sorted list of the data, are the measures of central tendency, and the variation of the data is measured by standard deviation, right? Now, what is the standard deviation? So standard deviation is used to tell how measurement for a group are spread out from the average. So for example, if your standard deviation is high, that means the numbers are spread out from the average, and if your standard deviation is low, the most of the number are average. Most of the number is very close to the average. So if your standard deviation is low, so you can get accurate result after analyzing the data set. So next we need to check the mean, median and standard deviation, right? So suppose I want to check the mean value of customer satisfaction. So what is the command? For checking the mean value, I have to mention mean. So this is the default mean. So in order to save the time, I copy this variable customer satisfaction. Here I paste the variable, right? You see, the mean of customer satisfaction is 6.95. That means the average value of customer satisfaction. Next, I need to check the median. So what is the command? Median. Again, I paste the variable. So the median of customer satisfaction is 7.05. So similarly, also you can check with the other variables like product quality, technical support, complaint resolution, and so on. So this is the mean and median. Next, we need to find skewness and kurtosis, right? So it is very useful for checking your data set is normal or not normal. For checking the that's why you have to check the skewness and kurtosis, right? So what is the comment for checking the skewness? See, I am writing. I have mentioned the code skewness, right? Then customer. So I paste this and hit enter. See, what is the problem? The problem is could not find function. See, in R there is another. There is, you have to remember these packages. Now, what are the packages? So packages play important role in R. So packages are the collection of function, dataset, and compiled code in well-defined format. Now, suppose, for example, you see, this is the R website, right? Now, you see, this is the packages. If I type these packages, and you see there are two options. So I select the second option, and see, in R, there are more than 13,000 packages available. So, for example, if you want to do the analysis, ABC analysis in R, So before doing this analysis, first you have to install this package. Otherwise, you can't do the analysis in R. So first you have to install these packages in R. So for example, you want to check the outlier. So first next, so you have to install these packages before checking the outlier detection. Okay, if you don't install these packages, so you cannot check this outlier and you can do this analysis. So that's why packages play important role in R, and also all these packages we have load using the library function. So question is how to install this package. So similarly, for checking the skewness, we need a package which is name is E1071, right? So how to install this package? So what is the command to install this package? The command will be install dot. So this is the process of installing the packages in R, and packages play important role in R for checking any analysis, right? Packages. Then, so for checking skewness, I have to need a package which is named E1071. So, yeah, hit enter. So next I have to select the trend mirror. So I select the OK. So, and must remember your system is internet connected, otherwise it will not be installed. So it will take some time. Yeah. See it is downloading. Already, yeah. So it is installed. It has installed in the system, right? So next I have to load these packages using the library function. So I am taking library, then E1071, right? See, so packages has been installed into the R. So next, if I want to check the skewness, so this is the skewness of customer satisfaction. Hit enter. See, the value of skewness is 0.088. That means we can say this is the positively skewed. So skewness represents the tendency of the distribution that determines in a symmetric about the mean, right? So we can say this is the positively skewed. Next, we need to check kurtosis. So kurtosis means the measures of respective sharpness of the curve. So what is the command? The command will be kurtosis, then paste the variable and hit enter. See, so kurtosis, value of kurtosis is minus 0.80. So that means this is the platykartic. So if kurtosis is greater than 3, so it will be a leptokartic. So greater than 0, it will be leptokartic, and if kurtosis is equal to 0, it will be mesokartic, and it will be platykartic. Kurtosis less than 0, right? So similarly, you can check also standard deviation, variance, range. Okay, so you can check all these comments using all these descriptive statistics in R. So next, we need to check another plot, scatter plot. Now, what is a scatter plot? Now, you know, scatter plot is a type of data visualization that shows the relationship between different variables. So suppose I want to check the relationship between customer satisfaction and product quality using the scatter plot. So again, I am telling I want to check the relationship between the two variables, customer satisfaction and product quality, using the scatter plot. So what is the command to create a plot in R? So then to create a scatter plot, I have to mention plot function, plot. Then I have to mention the variable x-axis and y-axis. So I select the customer satisfaction and select the another variable product quality, right? Yeah. Now hit enter. See the relation. If you see, so this is customer satisfaction and product quality, right? So you see this is the upward trend. So we can say the relationship between product quality and customer satisfaction is positive correlation. That means the relationship between product quality and customer satisfaction is proportional, right? So suppose next, suppose I want to edit the plot. So I want to give some colors to make it more presentable to the plot. So suppose, for example, I want to change the style of these points. So to change the style of this point, I have to mention another function PCH, plot character. So I mentioned PCH equal to 5. See, the size of this point, the change the style of this point has been changed. So suppose, for example, again I am giving PCH equal to 3. But the problem is that we don't know which number represents the which style of this point, right? Now next, suppose I want to change the size of this points. For changing the size of these points, I have to mention another code or another command, CEX, character expression. So I am giving CEX equal to suppose 4. See, so size of this points has been changed. Similarly, again I am taking CX equal to suppose 1. See, the points has been, the size of these points has been changed. So they have the same problem also. We don't know which number represents the which size of this point. Next, suppose I want to give some color in the plot. So then I have to mention another command called function. So I for giving the color. So I want to give the color red. Right? Sorry. See. And finally, I want to give a title in the scatter plot. So then I have to use another, I have to mention another function, main function equal to main. Then suppose my plot is, my name of the plot is scatter plot. So I'm giving scatter plot. Hit enter. See, okay. So you can do all your plot to more presentable using different commands. Okay. So this is the scatter plot. We can check the relationship between two variables using the scatter plot. Now let's run some analysis. What type of analysis? You see, this is the customer satisfaction, right? And these are the metric variables. Now I want to check which variables depends on customer satisfaction. So here customer satisfaction is my dependent variable, right? And all other variables is my independent variables. So regression model creates a relationship between dependent and independent variables, right? So I want to check which variables depends on customer satisfaction. So then I have to create a regression model for checking the relationship between dependent variable and independent variables, right? So here customer satisfaction is my dependent variables and these are my independent variables. So how to create a model, how to create a regression model in R? So to create a regression model, suppose my model name is, suppose I am assuming the model is simply model. Next, to create a regression model, I have to use the linear model function. The equation of the regression is y equal to a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 and so on, right? What y is dependent and a is your error and y is b1. So a is residual plus b1 is parameter and x1 x2 x3 is your independent variable. So next I have to mention linear model function to create a regression model LM. Next I have to mention the dependent variable. So my dependent variable is customer satisfaction. Next I tilde option. So next I have to mention the independent variable. That means this is y equal to x1 plus x2. I have to create this model. So suppose my next independent variable is product quality. Product quality. So I want to add another independent variable. Then I have to mention plus. Then my another independent variable is suppose e-commerce. Yeah, technical support. Yeah, technical support. Right now, my another independent variable is suppose advertising. Suppose my another variable is Salesforce image. Just trying to check the spelling of Salesforce image. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Suppose I want to add another variable, technical support, for example. Technical support. Yeah. Right. So here you can see. So this is my dependent variable, right? And these are my independent variable. Product quality, technical support, and product quality, technical. Oh, I've written twice. Okay. So suppose I'm using Salesforce image. So I'm using Salesforce image. Right. Okay. So these are my independent variables, and customer satisfaction is my dependent variables. Right. Now hit enter. Okay. Now if I want to check the summary of the model, now hit enter. See. See, this is the parameter. So this is the parameter of the independent variable. So this is the b1 plus b2 plus b1x1 plus b2x2 plus b3x3 and plus b4 x4. So these are my independent variables. So how can I interpret? See, so this is the p-value, right? So what is the p-value? So p-value is the benchmark of the p-value is 0.05. And we have to check, we have to assume two functions. One is we have to assume two hypotheses, right? So one is null hypothesis, another is alternative hypothesis. So what is the alternative? What is the null hypothesis? So we have to assume in null hypothesis is there is no relation between dependent variable and independent variable. So and p-value is less than p-value is greater than 0.05. So we accept the null hypothesis. So benchmark of the p-value is 0.05. So again, I am telling if p-value greater than 0.05, that means we accept the null hypothesis. That means there is no relation between dependent and independent variables, right? And the another hypothesis is alternative hypothesis. Now, if p less than 0.05, that means we accept the alternative hypothesis. Now, what is the assumption of alternative hypothesis? That means there is a relation between the dependent variable and independent variables. So if p less than 0.05, that means we accept the alternative hypothesis, right? So the assumption of alternative hypothesis is there is a relationship between dependent variables and independent variables, right? Now here we can see. So for the p-value of product quality is very low. That means 2 into 10 to the power minus 16. So we reject the null hypothesis because p-value is less than 0.05. So we can say the customer satisfaction totally depends on product quality, right? Similarly, for technical support, you see also it is less than 0.05. So for 95% confidence interval, we can say also customer satisfaction depends on technical support. Similarly, see, advertising. So we accept the null hypothesis because p-value is greater than 0.05. That means customer satisfaction does not depend on advertising. Okay, and also you can check. See, this is the significance level. So that means 3 star. 3 star means here significance is very high. So the independent variable is considered to be very high significant in explaining the dependent variable, right? So you see, product quality, customer satisfaction is totally depends on product quality, and you know in reality, if the quality of the product is increased, so customer satisfaction is totally increased, right? So similarly, you can interpret all these output in regression models. Regression creates a relationship between dependent and independent variables. Now, what are the disadvantages in R? Now you see. So this is the regression model. Now suppose for example, I want to perform a logistic regression. Then I have to mention GLM model, generalized linear model in R. So GLM function I have to use in R. So you see for different analysis, the command will be different, packages will be different. and also see the output. In R, we will not get the tabulated format. In R. Hello. Please, I request to please mute your mic. Okay. Now see the output. Now suppose if you want to publish a report, so you have to create a table and then you have to insert these values. So it's little bit time consuming. You will not get the tabulated format in R. And you have to type different command in different analysis. You have to type different packages. So these are the disadvantage in R. These are the problems in R. So for the solution of this problem, we have come up with STATCRAFT. Now, let me introduce about STATCRAFT before starting the STATCRAFT. Now, what is STATCRAFT? So STATCRAFT is a browser-based statistical analysis software with graphical user interface. So this is nothing but web-based portal. And basically, this is just like a Gmail. Why? Suppose when you install Gmail in our system, we don't need to require install Gmail in our system. We just need to give the URL, your user ID and password. Then we are ready to access Gmail, right? So same is with STATCRAFT. Now suppose STATCRAFT is installed in a server. Now suppose STATCRAFT is installed in a server which is present in your department, right? And if any system is connected to the server through internet or through intranet can access STATCRAFT. So it does not require any installation. So we can access this from anywhere, from any system and from any time. So for example, you can access from your home, from your canteen, from your hostel, and from anywhere where you are connected to the server. See, to use the STATCRAFT, I opened up my Chrome browser, and this is the URL. So if I type this URL, so this page will be open, and this is the landing page. And when we install in your server, so company does not have any access to the server. So your IT team will change and create the user ID and password. So this is the server-based architecture. Okay. So again, I'm telling it does not require any installation. So it's just like a Gmail. So next, I need to provide my credential. And I check the password. So only authorized person can access this. Yeah. So this is interface of the software, and you see this is the made in India product, and our development team is sitting in Bangalore, and they have developed this product from Bangalore. And in the top left hand side, you see this is the analysis tab, and these are the modules which can be done using the STATCRAFT. So we'll show you one by one. Okay. So next, before doing any analysis in STATCRAFT, first I have to import the dataset. So I want to import the same dataset rating. So here the importation is quite easy. Just go to the analysis tab, select the data. Next, go to the import options. Next, I have to give the table name. Suppose my dataset name is rating. Okay. So here I have to give the any description. So you can write any description. Suppose I'm giving description linear. So click on upload file. I select the dataset and click on open. So this is the preview of the dataset. If you want, you can change your data type from numeric to string. You can write a description. You can write a measure from scale to nominal and ordinal. And also you can change your variable name, right? After all doing this, I click on OK. Now the dataset is imported into the STATCRAFT, right? So I can do any analysis on this dataset, and STATCRAFT is totally menu driven. So you don't need to write a single line code in STATCRAFT. Now, before starting the analysis, let's see the features of the STATCRAFT. You see in the right hand side, there is a view tab. And in view tab, there are several options. And the first option is tables. So what is the tables? So if I click on the tables, you see, so these are the data set that I have worked with previously. And this is the data set that I have just imported. So what is the advantage is that, so once you have imported the dataset from your system, or once you have imported the dataset from your system, or you have created the new dataset in STATCRAFT, so all the dataset will be saved. All the dataset will be saved in the table view. So no need to require again and again import the dataset from your system. Now suppose, for example, I have imported a long dataset in 28 July, right? So suppose I want to view the dataset. So I just select the dataset. Yeah, see, so I can check recent dataset. No need to require again and again import the dataset from your system. So again, I go to the table. I want to view my rating based dataset. I select the rating dataset and it will be open. And next, suppose you want to share the dataset with students or your colleagues. You want to share the dataset. So for sharing the dataset, I go to the tables. So you can easily share the dataset between your students and your colleagues through STATCRAFT. So you see there are two options. If you want, you can delete the dataset. This is the deleting option and this is the sharing option. So these are the people who are in my server. So when we will install in your department, so this may be your student or your colleagues, right? So you can easily share the dataset between your students or your colleagues. And you see there are two options, share and replicate. So what is the difference? Now suppose you are working on a group project. So like 4 or 5 people are working on a same project. So you don't want to change the data, right? So you can click on share and then click on OK. Then the other people can do the analysis on the data set, but they cannot change or edit the data set, right? The owner of the data set is only you. So they cannot change or edit the data set if you click on the share option. And if you select the replicate option, then any person can change, edit the observations, can edit the also variable, right? So these are the difference between sharing and replicate. So next, I have data. If I click on the data, I come back to my recent data page. Yeah. So here, if you want, you can change your observations. You can edit your observations using the editing options, right? And third option is meta. Now, before proceeding to meta, you see satisfaction level is my categorical variable. So there is two category, high and low. Now suppose I want to label high as 1 and low as 2. So for labeling this, I have to go to the meta view. Now you see satisfaction level is my string variable, right? So I have to I have to click on the values. Next, for first value, high, I want to label as 1. Add it up. And for second value, low, I label it as 2 and add it up. So I click on OK, right? And also apart from this, we can change the data type. You can change any variable of the data type, like from numeric to string, date, time, and date type. And also you can change the measure from scale to nominal and ordinal. Now suppose for example, I want the customer satisfaction into string. So I select the string. So my first variable has been converted into the string variable. But here I don't want. Again, I click on the numeric. Okay. So I go to the data view. Now you see satisfaction level. This is the two category, high and low. Now I want to label this. So I have to click on this value level options, and we will check the satisfaction level 1 for high and 2 for low. So we can label all these category variable using meta view. And fourth option is output view. So when you start the statistical analysis, all the results will come in the output page. And last option is model. So when you do the analysis like regression model, machine learning, logistic regression, so all the models will be saved in the model view, right? So this is all about view tab. Next, we have another folder. Basically, this is a custom folder. That means this is the output folder. So here you can create different output folder for different data analysis, right? So suppose I want to create a folder which is called rating. So I'm giving the dataset name out folder name rating and giving description linear. I click on OK. See, my folder has been created. So for example, see, I have created different types of output folder. So, and my recent output folder is default, right? So I select this folder and click on OK. See, my recent output folder is rating. So if I go to the output page, you see no output is there because this is the new output page. Okay, so we can create different output folder for different data set. And no one can access your data, no one can access your output until and unless you share your user ID and password. So these are some features of the StatCraft. Now suppose, for example, I want log value of customer satisfaction. Here you see in R, I have to mention the log function, right? I have to mention the log function in R. So next, here I want log value of customer satisfaction. So for checking the log value of customer satisfaction, I have to go to the analysis tab. Next, I have to go to the data. Next, you can use different types of data preparation technique before analyzing the data. So here I want log value of customer satisfaction, right? So for checking the log value, I have select the derive options. And next I have to give in a new variable. Suppose my new variable is log of customer, right? And I select the formula box and I select the mathematical. See, here you can choose different types of options. Suppose I select base 10 logarithm log, so I remove the x and select the customer satisfaction, right? So I click on validate and click on OK. So I click on OK. Yeah. Okay. See, this is the log value of customer of this is the log value of customer satisfaction. So this is the log value of for 8.2. This is the log value of 5.2, and with the base of 10. So we can create log value or exponential value using the type option, just like a menu-driven software. Okay. Next, suppose I want to convert a numeric variable into class interval. So you see, customer satisfaction is a numeric variable. So I want to convert this numeric variable into a class interval. So what type of class interval? Suppose where customer satisfaction is greater than 5 and less than equal to 6, I want to label as 1. I want to label as low. Where customer satisfaction is greater than 6, less than equal to 7, I want to label it as good. And customer satisfaction is greater than 7, I want to label it as better. Okay, so I am to convert a numeric variable into class interval to customer satisfaction. So how can we convert? So again, I have to go to the data view. So next I have to go to the data preparation technique. Again, I have to go to the derive options. Next, I have to select the categorical type. Suppose I am giving new variable name class of customer, right? So what is my first condition? So my first condition is customer satisfaction is greater than 5 and customer satisfaction is less than equal to 6, right? I click on validate and click on OK. So first value I am to label it as 0 and 1, sorry, and I am to label as low. And for second condition, my customer satisfaction is greater than 6, right? And customer satisfaction is less than equal to 7. Yeah. Now I select the validate and select the OK. And my second value is 2 and my second level is suppose good, right? And my third condition is customer satisfaction is greater than 7, right? Yeah. Sorry. I select the validate and select the OK, right? And default value means, so I'm giving the default value 0. So if any value does not satisfy these three conditions, so the value will be 0. And the third value, I am to label this suppose better. Okay. Hold 1 second. Uh, is there any problem just for checking? Yep. Yeah, just select the reply. I think this is the internet issue. Yeah. Again, I select the class of customer and I select the categorical options. For first condition will be my customer satisfaction is greater than 5 and customer satisfaction is less than equal to 6. Select the OK. My first value will be 1 and it will be labeled as low, right? My second condition will be, yeah, customer satisfaction will be greater than 6 and customer satisfaction is less than equal to 7. My second level will be good, right? And value will be 2. Yeah. And my third condition will be my customer satisfaction is greater than 7. Select the validate. Sorry. Yeah. Greater than 7. Right? I select OK. Yeah. I label it as 3 and I'm giving better. Okay. Yeah. So next I have to select customer satisfaction greater than equal to 7. Okay. Now I select the OK. So here I am removing customer satisfaction only less than 7. Now I select the OK. Yeah. So if I go to the last column, if C. So this is the class of customer, right? So if I check the value level option, you see. So this is the better, low, and this value does not satisfy these 3 conditions. That means it will take the value of 0. Okay. Now suppose I want to compare between 3 categorical variable. So next I have to create a bar plot. I want to check which is better, low, better, low, good, or better, right? Okay. So I go to the graphics. I go to the bar plot. In factor, I select class of customer, right? Now I click on OK. So here you can see. So that means the customer, you can interpret the customer gave the value of greater than the customer value of customer is greater than 7 is very high, right? So customer gave a good rating in the data set. You can interpret customer gave a good rating because the value of customer greater than 7 is very high in the data set. You see, so 3 is very high. That means 3 is, I have selected 3 is customer is greater than equal to 7. That means it is better, right? So customer gave a good rating in the data set. So next, I have to check in the data set, is there any outlier present or not? So how can I check outliers in the data set? So for a box plot technique is used for checking the outliers, right? So for checking the outliers, I have to create a box plot technique. So again, I select the graphics. So in graphics, I will get the box plot technique. So this is the box plot. So suppose I want to check for first variable, for fourth variable, customer satisfaction, product quality, technical support, complaint resolution, and advertising support. So I select the option. I've already select the outliers, and I am giving title, suppose box plot. Right now, I select the OK. So these are the data preparation technique before your analyzing of the data set, right? Now, how can we interpret this box plot? Now, in box plot, you see this is the customer satisfaction, this is the product quality, this is the technical support and complaint resolution, and so on, right? Now, this is the first quartile. So that means this is the minimum value, and this is the first quartile Q1, which represents a quartile of the way through the list of all the data. And this is the maximum value of the customer satisfaction, and this is the third quartile Q3, which represents third quarters of the way through list of all the data. And this is the Q2, that means this is the median of the data set, which represents the midpoint of whole list of the data. Now, I have to check interquartile range. Now, what is interquartile range? So, interquartile range, that IQR, is useful in detecting the presence of outliers. And outliers are individual values that fall outside of the overall pattern of a data set. So, again, I am telling, a interquartile range is useful in detecting the presence of outliers, and outliers are individual values that fall outside of the overall pattern of a data set. Now, how can we calculate the interquartile range? Now, interquartile range is calculated by Q3 minus Q1. That means third quartile minus first quartile, right? Q3 minus first quartile. Now, see, this maximum value is calculated by Q3 plus 1.5, and 1.5 is the constant value. So this maximum value is calculated by Q3 plus 1.5 into IQR. So if any value greater than this is suspected outlier. So again, I am telling this maximum value is calculated Q3 plus 1.5 into IQR, where 1.5 is a constant value. So if any number greater than this is suspected outlier. Similarly, the minimum value is calculated by Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. So if any value less than this is suspected a outlier, right? So here you can see there is no outlier is customer satisfaction and also product quality, but there is some outliers in technical support and complaint resolution, because the all numbers is less than the minimum values, right? So it's less than minus Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. So there is some outliers in technical support and complaint resolution. So next I have to detect the outliers, right, from technical support and complaint resolution. So how can we detect this outlier? So for detecting these outliers, you see the options in outliers, two options. So first I have to detect the outliers. I select the detect outlier and I select technical support. Yeah, I select technical support and complaint resolution. I select technical support and complaint resolution. Method is IQR, that means interquartile range, right? I select and okay. See, so in technical support, there are two outliers, 0.4 which is in 104 observations, and 193 observations. 0.5 is the outlier. And next, for complaint resolution, 1.5 is the another outlier, right? So next, I need to impute these outliers. I need to replace those outliers. Otherwise, we can't get accurate results of the data set, right? So how to impute this outlier? So again, I have to go to the outliers, and second option is impute outliers. So I select the technical support and complaint resolution, right? Suppose I'm giving name impute. You can give any title, and I select method, and this outliers will be replaced by mean value of complaint resolution in technical support. Now I select the OK. Yeah. Now I go to the data view. And see, these are the two columns are created, technical support and complaint resolution 1, which is replaced by the outliers. Okay, so the two new variable is technical support and complaint resolution, which is replaced by the outliers. So we can replace those outliers using the box plot technique and using the interquartile range, and also you can detect and include the outlier using the outlier options, right? Next, coming to the analysis part. So suppose I want basic descriptive, suppose mean, median, or a range, skewness, kurtosis of this variable, right? So here for checking the descriptives, I go to the descriptives, I select the descriptives, and next I need to give the title. Here you can give any title. I select the descriptives, and you see you can check the descriptive analysis for only numeric variables, right? So here you see all are my numeric variables. Suppose I select the customer satisfaction, word quality, technical support, complaint resolution, and advertising. And the beauty of the software is, you see, this the satisfaction level is my string variable, right? So you can't select the string variable because of string variable. So this is the beauty of the software. If your variable is string, you can't select, right? Next, we have to select the options. You see, these are the different types of options. Suppose I select mean, median, sum, standard deviation, variance, kurtosis, and skewness. So I'm selecting 7 options for variables, right? I select on OK. Now I'm telling you what are these. See, when you created the box plot, see what are these for taking box plot. See, if I select the descriptive, so basically these are the R codes. So another beauty of the software is StatCraft is based on R programming language. So don't need to write a single line of code in StatCraft. So these are codes you can easily learn R programming from the using the StatCraft. So it is a very great platform to learning R for the beginners. So you can ask me how can we learn the R using the StatCraft. So I will tell you later. And see, this is the output, right? So I have selected 7 options for variables, 5 variables. See, mean, median, sum, right? So this is the descriptive part. Now suppose I want to execute this code from StatCraft to R. Now before execute this code, you have to remember, see here importation is quite easy. Just go to the data, go to the import, your data set will be imported. But in R is not so easy. You see that you have to copy the path, then you have to paste this path, then you have to change the slash and many more things. Okay, so before using this code, you have to import this data set in R. So I've already imported the data set. I've already imported the same data set in R, right? So no need to import the data set in R. So I can easily copy this code. So this is the copy options. I want to execute these codes in R. Suppose I want to learn R programming using StatCraft. So I copy this code and paste in the R. That means no error is there. I copy the second code, paste in the R, and the third code is this is the code for mean. So if I copy this code, I will get the mean value of the variables. See, so this is the mean value of customer satisfaction, product quality, technical support, advertising, and complaint resolution. Next, I can copy the second code, median. So again, I am telling it is a very great platform to learning the art for the beginners. So you can easily learn the art programming. So here you can edit this code. Suppose here you want standard deviation. So you remove the median and mention the standard deviation. See, okay. Similarly, you can copy the another code like variance. But you see here you will not get the tabulated format in R. See, and this is the in output in StatCraft. And there are 2 options in output. There are copy options. You can copy this table and paste it anywhere. You will get same format. And another option is spread. If we click on the spread, it will be downloaded as Excel format. Similarly, if you want to execute this code for the box plot, so I copy this code, and paste in the R. Right? I copy the second code, paste in the R, and I copy the box plot code. Right? So you can execute all these codes from StatCraft to R. Right? Now, suppose I want to create a scatter plot. I want to check the relationship between the customer satisfaction and product quality in the scatter plot in StatCraft. So again, I go to the graphics. In graphics, I will get different types of plot. So I have to select the scatter plot. I select the scatter plot. So first, I need to title. Suppose I am giving title scatter plot. Right? So you can choose different types of plot type like point, line, point and line, vertical line, stair steps. Suppose I am selecting point. And in x-axis, I am selecting customer satisfaction. And in y-axis, I am selecting product quality. Right? So you can change your reference, like you can write x limit, you can write your y limit, you can write horizontal line, you can mention vertical line, intercept, and slope. And see, this is the point. So in R, I have to mention PCH function, right? So here you can choose any point. So I am selecting this point, and also you can increase or decrease this point. So this is the CEX function which is used in R, right? So this is the character expression function. Next, in text, I can write title, I can write XY labels, I can write subtitle, and next I can assign the color to make it more presentable. So for axis values, I assign this color. For points, I assign this color, and for XY labels, I assign this color, and I click on OK. See, this is the plot between customer satisfaction and product quality. You see, this is also the upward trend. So relationship between product quality and customer satisfaction is proportional, right? So also you can execute this code if you want. So I copy this code and paste in R, right? So whatever analysis we are doing in StatCraft, like starting from a very descriptive to machine learning technique, all these analyses are being executed by the R codes in the backend and in the front end to have a menu-driven interface. And also, again, it does not require any installation, right? So you can use the software from anywhere and from any system. And next, I'll show you one thing, a small one thing. Suppose yeah. Now, suppose from advertising variable observation, I am sorry. Yeah. Suppose from advertising, I am removing some observations, right? I'm removing some observations. So for right, yeah. So that means, for example, these are my missing values, right? So for before doing analysis, I have to replace all these missing values if I want to analyze on the advertising variables, right? So how can I replace those missing values in StatCraft? So yeah. So in data, again, we have to go to the data preparation technique, and you see the pillar option. The pillar option is used for replacing all those outlier or all those missing values. So I go to the pillar options, and next you see my advertising is there are some missing value in the advertising, right? So I select this advertising and omit all those variables, and I want to replace these missing values. Suppose mean. So also you can select mode and median. Suppose I select mean, so all these missing values will be replaced by the mean, right? And will be saved with a new variable name. So suppose I'm giving advertising 1, right? So this will give a new variable name with after replacing the missing value. So I select the OK. Yeah, it will take some time. Yeah. So this missing value will be replaced by mean and with the new variable name advertising 1. And you see there are many more variables in my dataset. Now I want to delete some variables from my dataset. So again, I go to the meta view. I can delete those variables if I don't require. These are editing options. I can delete those variables, right? So with this, I would like to end my session, and from here tomorrow we'll start tomorrow we'll start from here, and tomorrow we'll show you how to analysis how to do the analysis in StatCraft. Like we will show different types of t-tests, different types of ANOVA, regression, correlation, and many more analysis tomorrow we'll show you. So thank you again. Thank you for your patience. So if you have any queries, please write in the chat box so I can take a couple of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Surya, for such an insightful session. So I would request the participants that if you have any queries, please write it down in the chat box so that we can start with the discussion round. In the meantime, Surya, we had a query regarding the creation of output folder. So can you please demonstrate it once again, the output folder?
Yeah. See, so okay. So this is the output folder. So basically, you can create a different output folder for different data analysis. Now, suppose this is a rating-based data set. So I have created a folder with a rating. Okay, and this is my old analysis which I had done. Now, suppose I want to check the analysis on logistic data sets. So I select the logistic folder and select on OK. So I can check all my analysis on logistic. I go to the output. See all the logistic analysis which is in my particular output folder. So we can create different output folder. Similarly, I want to check the rating folder with the rating dataset. I go to the OK. See, so you can check the different analysis. So these are my old analysis which I had done. Okay, and all analysis which will be staying in the output page. No output will be deleted in your system until and unless if you delete the output folder, right? So this is the output folder. So you can create different output folder for different data analysis. See, for example, in tables I have So see, for example, in tables I have many more data set. Okay, so I can create different output folder for different data sets. So these are the advantage of the creating output folder. Okay. Any further queries?
Shurjo, can you please do one creation right now, a folder creation?
Sorry.
Can you create a folder? Just how to create it?
Output folder.
Yeah, output folder. Just show
Output
it.
folder. Okay. Okay. Suppose I want to okay. I am selecting another data set. Suppose I want some suppose I want this time series data set. Okay, so I want to do the analysis on time series. So this is the time series data set. Now before time analysis on time series, so I need to create an output folder so I can check all this output individually, right? So I go to the output folders. So this is a custom folder. So I select the plus options, and suppose I am giving suppose dataset is the name of the dataset is passengers, right? And I'm giving description time series, right? I select the OK. So my folder has been created, right? So I select this folder and click on OK, right? So if I go to the output view, see, no output is there because this is the new output page. So we can create different output folder. So whatever I will do the analysis on this dataset, all the output will be saved in this particular folder, right? So we can create different output folder. So this is the advantage to create an output folder, right? And also if you want, you can delete this output folder from your server. Any queries?
Okay. Also to add here, all of this output folder in turn gets stored in the server, Okay, and all of this folder are protected by your user ID and password. So you see, you can access your data and your output at any point of time, anywhere, from any device. Okay, so Surya, we have another question. Can you please demonstrate the categorical coding, how we do a categorical coding in the meta
Okay.
section?
Okay. So next, I am selecting the data set rating. Okay. Uh, yeah. Now you see, so it is very advanced. It is very required for checking TTS, for checking your logistic regression to categorical variable, right? So you see, satisfaction level is the two categories, high and low. So for checking the analysis of logistic regression or t-test, I have to label this category variables into labeling options, right? So you see, there are two options, high and low. So suppose I want to label high as 0. Suppose I want to label high as 1 and low as 2. So how to labeling this in StatCraft? So for labeling this, I have to go to the meta view, right? And you see, satisfaction level is the string variable. So I have to click on the values options. So I delete this option, delete this value labels. Again, I am giving the value high, and I label it as 1. Add it up. For second value low, I label it as 2 and add it up, right? I select the OK. So my labeling has been created. So if I go to the data view for checking my labeling variables, then next I have to go to the value level option. So where will I get the value level option? So this is the value level option. So if I select the value level option, you see, you will get the satisfaction level for high as 1 and 2 for low. If you remove this option, you will get the high and low, right? Now, any
Okay.
further queries?
Yeah. So we have a question, how to install StatCraft. So I'll just say it. So you see, StatCraft is a browser-based software. So as you can see in your screen, that StatCraft has been opened up in a Chrome browser, and Surya can access StatCraft using a user ID password. So StatCraft doesn't requires an individual installation. So no individual installation is required for StatCraft. So what happens is that StatCraft gets installed in a server. Now this server is present within the campus or the department of a university or college, and this server is maintained by the university or college own IT team. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the server, because the server can be a basic desktop machine with a 16 GB RAM. And you see, whichever systems are connected to the server, either through internet or through intranet, can access StatCraft. Okay, so there is no installation required at the individual user level. So there is no hassles of installation. So is StatCraft free? No, StatCraft is a proprietary product, and StatCraft is not for individual sale, because as I said you, StatCraft follows a server based architecture. So it has been designed to be set up in an organization. So it's not there for individual sale. Okay, can an individual user use it outside the institute? Yes, of course. So you see, Surya is now in his hometown, okay, and the server is in Bangalore. So he can use it through a Chrome browser. So yes, an individual can use it from anywhere around the world. And this, you see, is the biggest advantage, because you see, what happens with other softwares is that proprietary product, that the software gets installed in a computer lab, and if a user has to use that product, he has to be physically present in the campus. Okay, but you see, in case of StatCraft, a user can be anywhere around the world and can access StatCraft using a Chrome browser. Okay, so Surya, if you can.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you can just open up the website once.
Yeah. So our website is www.statcraft.in. Yeah.
Okay, so here you see this is our website. So you can always visit our contact us page. So there is a form given in the contact us page. You can fill in the form, and within a couple of get you can get access to a trial license for STATCRAFT. Okay. So the question is registration to can an individual user use it outside the institute? So yes, individual user can use STATCRAFT outside the institute. So you see STATCRAFT has a server based architecture. Okay. So what happens is that it gets installed in the server, and whichever systems are connected to it, either through internet or through intranet, can access StatCraft. So right now you see Surya is in his hometown, and the server is presently located in Bangalore, and he can access StatCraft using a Chrome browser. So you see this is the biggest advantage of StatCraft, that what happens with other proprietary product is that it gets installed in a computer lab, and for a user to use it he has to be physically present in the campus. But in case of StatCraft, a user doesn't have to be present in the campus. He can be anywhere around the world, and he can access it using a Chrome browser. So as you can see in front of you, this is the inquiry form. Okay, you can just fill in your details and you can submit it. And within a couple of days, you will get a trial access to StatCraft, which will be valid for the next 14 days. Okay, so we have a question. Surya, can you please show how to export the outputs in StatCraft?
Okay. Select the rating folder. So this will be easier. So I go to the output page. There are two options. Okay, for user all the output results. So this is tabulated format. If you want to copy all this table individually, so this is the copy option. You can copy all these tables. You can paste anywhere. And another option is spread. If you click on this spread, it will be downloaded as Excel format. And also you can copy or save the image. And another option, if you want to publish all these, if you want to publish a report using all your outputs, then this is the output manager, right? See, suppose you don't want this code, you can delete this code. If you want to write interpretation, you can write anything above the code, you can write anything below the code, right? And see, suppose you want to edit the table, so you can give some color, and so make it more presentable. And finally, you can directly go for print, and you can save it as PDF format, right? So you can use all these output your PDF format in your system. So this is the output manager.
Okay. So we have a question called, can StatCraft be used for electrical or electromagnetic circuits? So you see, sir, StatCraft can always be used. It depends on the type of analysis you want to do. So what statistical analysis you want to implement in your field or in your data, based on that, StatCraft can always be used in the engineering fields as well. We have another question, how far data is kept securely? Now you see, as I said you, StatCraft follows a server based architecture. Okay, so StatCraft gets installed in a server, and the individual doesn't have to install anything. As we saw that the individual can get access to StatCraft using a Chrome browser and through a user ID password. Now talking about data security, so you see this server is present within the university, college, or the department, so whoever is purchasing it, so it's within their premises. Okay, and this server is wholly maintained by your own IT team. So the company won't have any access to the server, and your data is completely secured because all your data and your outputs will be protected by the unique user ID password. So no one will have access to it until and unless you share your user ID password. And again, to reiterate myself, that the server will be maintained wholly by your own internal IT team. So the company doesn't have any access to the server. Okay. Surya, we have a question how to import data, if you can show once again.
Okay. So if you want to import any data from your system, so just okay, go to the data, go to the analysis tab. So if you want, you can create a new data set in the StatCraft. So this is the option of new data set. And if you want to import a data set from your system, so go to the import. First, before you have to give the table name, because this will be saved in the table view, right? So I'm giving name is linear. So here so here you can write any description. Suppose I am giving description basic. Okay. Now select the upload file in your data set. Select desktop or document. Okay, which is the data set which is in your system. So suppose I have select data set in my desktop. So I select the income, open. See. Now if I okay, my data set is imported into the StatCraft. So as of now, you can import a CSV, XLS, and XLSX file. 3 files you can import in the StatCraft.
Okay, thank you. So as we saw that using just a menu-driven interface, you can import the data, so you don't have to write any codes. Okay, so no hassles of codings are there. Okay, so we have a question after 15 days of trial, whether we need to pay. No, we don't charge anything for the trial licenses. Trial licenses are absolutely free of cost. And as I said you, this software is not available for individuals. Okay, so it's a B2B sales. So we sell to organizations, universities, colleges, or institutes. Okay, so nothing is charged. However, post 15 days, if you want to extend your trial, you can always write us a mail requesting for the extension, and we can look into it on a case-to-case basis, and we can give you an extension for another 15 days without any charges. So no charges are involved. The next question is if any security algorithm in data analytics. Sir, whatever algorithms you see out here like regression, decision tree, so you can build up different models, security models you can build up. Again, it depends on the nature of the data and nature of the study you want to carry on. So based on the data, we can give a proper answer to it. Okay, any more queries? Okay, so you see, in this session, we focused on the basics of R programming, how to perform analysis in R, and then we did an introduction to StatCraft. So in tomorrow's session, we would be dealing with hypothesis testing and predictive modeling. Okay, so that will be for tomorrow's session. So I would request all of you to be present in tomorrow's session, because we will take up different case studies and we would try to solve those case studies using different statistical analysis. Okay, so tomorrow also the link will be opened by 10:15 a.m. and from 10:30 a.m. we will start with the session. So I would please request everyone to attend tomorrow's session. So meanwhile, if you have any queries, if you think of any queries, you can just note it down, and tomorrow again we will have a discussion round, and again you can clear out your doubts regarding StatCraft or any statistical analysis. So we would be sending fresh link for tomorrow. Okay, so we have not started with the mail, so we would be mailing you the fresh link for tomorrow's session, and you can join the session using that particular link. So a mail would be a mail will be sent within a couple of hours, and with that you can join tomorrow's session. So I hope with this we will come to an end of today's session. So I would request the host Gandhiya Vendhan sir to say some final words before we end up this session, and if he wants to share some information, he can please do it now. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for supporting all participants and the resource persons. Subhadeep Singh De, statistician from StatCraft Bangalore, Surya Sen Das, statistician, STATCRAFT, Bangalore, and Sudeep sir is associate with the program. And once again, thanks to our University Authority, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and most respected Registrar, and respected Professor and Head Department of Statistics, Dr. Vijayaraman sir, Dr. Jaisankar sir, Professor, Dr. Muthukrishnan sir, Professor, Dr. Saktivel sir, Professor, Dr. Kaviyas, Assistant Professor, Dr. Pratibha Veerakumari, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Jayalakshmi, Assistant Professor, and my friends and research scholars of my students and our department of and our university faculties. Thank you for again. Tomorrow session we communicate at 10 o'clock, 10:30. The list of focuses on approach the second phases, t-test, ANOVA, correlation, and regression analysis, sorry, linear regression, and associate with the Python with the StatCraft. Thank you for StatCraft team and other technical persons and statistician people. Thank you, sir. Thank you, person. Sudeep, sir.
So can we end it, sir?
Yes, sir. Send it, sir.
Yes, sir. And before ending, many are asking about the feedback link. So the feedback link will be given tomorrow after the completion of session 2. Okay, so for feedback link, you have to attend tomorrow's session and sit with us. Okay, so again, thank you everyone. So with this, we will end it here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all of participants and the faculty and the colleagues, sir. Research scholars.